What's up, Centurions? Day 7 is upon us. Good morning to you, or whatever time it is that you're tuning into this. It may be AM, it may be PM, it may be in the middle of the night. I don't know. Totally up to you. It might be actually like 3 days from when I'm actually recording this. Who knows? Whatever's convenient for you. I'm glad it's working out. I told you that I was going to keep this one short and sweet. I'm already off to a bad start, but I swear, under 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5. And so anyways, today we are going to talk about channels and channel notifications and private channels. I'm going to show you a couple things with that, how those things work. We're going to talk briefly about yesterday, so let's do that right now. Yesterday we dove into setting up your team and managing your team. Sounds like I had some good questions with that, some understanding. I saw some of you set up some of your own teams, obviously, add me to the team, and so that was good to see. Hopefully you understand that all of you have the ability to create your own team, whether it be for a project, whether it be for a class, whatever the reason might be, you have the power with that. For those of you that want to create it for a class and want to add students and wondering like, hey, is there not an automated way to do that? We are working on that, okay? But for summer term, you're going to have to create these teams on your own and add these students manually. But don't forget that there is the option to throw out the class code or the team code and to all the students in Canvas and let them add themselves to it. Okay, so if you got any questions about that, let me know. Another thing is the Q&A area of the class. A lot of you are asking your questions as responses to the homework, and that's fine. But just know that I've copied some of those questions over to the Q&A because I thought they were great questions, and I wanted to make sure that everybody had a chance to see them and see the answer, whether it dealt with a feature or just not knowing how to do something. All good, by the way. I know I just said that, but it's worth repeating. Let's see here. So let's dive into channels, okay? First of all, I know that we've already talked about channels, so you're probably like, what in the heck are we going to cover today? Not a ton, but at the same time, I think that this is very important for the management of your team, and that's understanding the different channel options that are available. So, number one, you can easily create channels simply by clicking on the horizontal menu dots of the team and clicking on Add Channel. Now, you have the option, and I already went over this, but we're going to just call this a sample channel. And you have the option to give it a description, but you also have the option of 2 different channel types. This is important. The standard is what we're used to. Everybody that's in the team will have access to the standard channel. Boom, simple. It's what you're used to seeing. I want to cover private channels because I think private channels are pretty important, specific to some work that you might need to do, whether you have like an executive committee on a team you're a part of, like the executive members of the team. You might use that as a place for you to meet and not have to clutter up the general area or the greater team area to get your message across to those that are on the executive part of that team. You might also use private teams for group work within a class, and that's kind of the example I'm going to show you in here, is setting up private channels for different groups within your class. That way, 3 or 4 students can work in one group, and the next group, and the next group, and you don't have to worry about each different group seeing each other's work. So let me go ahead and set a couple of these up. We're going to go ahead and call it Group 1. And I have some test users in this class. I'm going to go ahead and add Marilyn and Frodo to Group 1. Obviously, you might add more, but who knows. And then I'm going to go ahead and click Done. And notice that as the owner of this team, I will always have access to all of these channels. So anyone that's an owner of a team has access to all channels, including private channels. So I'm going to go ahead and create a second one. Add channel, Group 2, and you can go on and on. Okay, for Ken's class, I made I think like 14 private channels. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and choose this as private, and just like that, I got a couple other test users we're gonna throw in here. We'll throw Lori in there, and we'll throw our buddy Sed in it. All right, there we go. Add those. So just like that, you can see that I have access to all these private channels, much like regular channels. Okay, they look very similar. You have a conversation area. This is a great place for students to collaborate or group members to collaborate. They also have their files area. You have other additional tabs that you can add to this. You can meet now as well. So if you need to have like a virtual meeting, if you instruct them to have like a breakout meeting, so we're having a class meeting right now. All right, I want you to go to your private channels and meet with your groups, much like you would do in a face-to-face class, only this is virtually. You as the owner, if a meeting is going on, can pop into these channels and join their meet now. So very cool. Only limitation is you can't record it, and you can't use the calendar to schedule that. More on that tomorrow. So yeah, a lot of the features are very much If they're working on a presentation, they could like pin it up in a tab up here, and any other relevant files can be stored in the files area. So a lot of features that you're used to seeing in a regular channel are also available in a private channel. So what's this look like for the users? Let's pop over to one of those users that we just added. In this case, it's Frodo. And you can see that Frodo now has access to Group 1. Okay. Notice what Frodo cannot see. Group 2. Remember when I was setting up Group 2, the channel for Group 2, we added Lori Alien, the test user, and Cedric Diggory, the test user. So you can see that Frodo doesn't even have access, doesn't even have the ability to view the other private channel. Let's hop over to Maryland's. And you can see that just loaded. Maryland only can see Group 1, cannot see Group 2. So that's how private channels work. Very easy to set up, very easy to put to use. If you need to go back and add additional members to it, that is easy to do as the owner. You're the only one that can do it. And just like that, you can add members, you can remove members, you can delete the channel. Also, and this goes for all the channels, on day one we talked about notifications and teams. Another way to adjust your notifications is channel notifications. So if you're a member of a team and you don't want the notifications, or the channel, excuse me, you can go in and set your notifications so that you are not notified for new posts. Or maybe you want to be notified for all new posts within a specific channel. For example, I'm in the IT team. I get notified. We have like 6 or 7 different channels. I have notifications set up for every channel except for the service desk channel. Because I tell the people on the service desk, if you need to get a hold of me in that channel, tag me, okay, at Kevin Wagenmaker, and that will make sure that I can see it. Okay, so make sure you get into your different channels, and the notifications can be set specific to all the different channels within a team, as you can see. And last but not least, the last item that I want to cover is channel analytics. So much like team analytics, you can go to the manage channel, much like you did manage team, but you do manage channel, and you can actually view the analytics and activity within a channel as well. So that's pretty cool that that's available to you if you're just wondering how often it's getting put to use. Not that you can't tell from the channel collaborations, but just another cool tool within channels. All right, one more item that I want to add to this. This is like if you're writing a letter, this is like the PS. One more cool thing, and this is an awesome little trick. You can actually send emails to a channel. So if you're hovering over the menu dots, and you might have seen this when I was showing you this, but if I hover over this and click on it, you can actually see get email address. Every different channel has a get email address option. Okay, even private channels have it. So all you have to do is click on get email. Oops, that was the wrong one. All you have to do is click on get email address, just like that. And there's a copy button that'll show up, and you just click on copy. Go on over to an email. Now, why in the heck would you want to send an email to a channel? You might want to forward something along. So that was the project channel, and like, hey, check out this technology that we could put in this space that this project is for. Or maybe you just want to send a reminder, and you don't want to go to Teams. You can actually send an email to that channel, originate an email. So I'm just going to forward an email. Hey, my group needs to know about this. So paste that in there, just like that, and click send. And when we pop on over to Teams, in our project discussion channel, we should eventually light up, or bold up, I guess I should say, to let us know that, or to show us that we've got something new in the channel. And there we go, just like that. And we can see that forward has now shown up. We can view the original email if we'd like. And so, very cool tool. So what do you got to do today? Here it is, the rundown. So what I want you to do is, I want you in the team that you created yesterday, I want you to add 3 more channels, not counting the general channel or the 2 from yesterday, but 3 additional channels, okay? One of the channels just be a regular public channel, and the other 2 should be private. Name the channels whatever you choose, don't care, but make sure to try and name them according to projects that might be happening within your department. I want you to split up the 4 test users that you added yesterday among the 2 private channels, much like I just did in that example, and also add a unique tab or 2 to the channel. So we're really throwing in a lot of the different things that we've covered so far in this experience into what you're doing for today. And then I want you to go ahead and reply to the homework prompt with a screen grab of your team or channel list. Okay, so just go over to it, take a screenshot, and share that image with me. Other than that, supplemental resource will be posted. Any questions, let me know. And I don't know if I made 5 minutes or not, but I sure did try. Have a great day, Centurions.